This is a video of Reed Richards' idea of flying two or more fighter kites on a single flying line at the same time. So you have multiple kites flying simultaneously on one flying line. It's quite an idea, and it really is fun to do. This is a video of Craig Adams flying two of them. Now, the first time I saw this was about 20 some odd years ago at a kite festival, and it intrigued me, so I set up my own uh, to try it. And I used a combination of two, three, and five at different times. All of them worked well, and all of them are fun to do. So if you haven't tried it, or you haven't even seen it before, and you want to try it, next I'll give you a little bit of detail about how to set it up. But I'm going to include a PDF file and the links to this and one other video that show another aspect of it that might help you in setting your own up. One of the nice things about this is that once one kite is airborne, it helps launch the next kite or next kites. And if one kite during flight is grounded, as happened here just a minute ago, the airborne kite helps to relaunch it, which is really handy. As you can see, the setup is very easy. The first kite, you want to attach about 40 feet ahead of the second kite. And when you attach the first kite, tie it to a swivel. I used a three-way swivel when I did mine. Reed Richards suggests a two-way swivel, which probably would work also. But the first kite, about 40 feet, is how much line I used because I wanted to be able to launch that kite without having to launch the second kite at the same time. I wanted the first kite airborne and then the second kite to fly afterwards or to launch afterwards, and the third, and so on. So I set up sort of like a setup line where I attached a kite to 40 feet of line, tied the other end of that line to a swivel. On the other end of that swivel, I attached about 35 feet of flying line and another swivel at the end of that. And then on the other end of that swivel, I attached another 35 feet of line and a swivel attached to that. At the end of that swivel, I attached my flying line. Now at each swivel, I added what Reed Richards identifies here as a leader. Is just a shorter line going from that swivel to the next kite. So in this diagram, it shows two kites. The first kite 40 feet away, and the second kite is going to be less than 40 feet. It has to be less in order for the two kites not to get all tangled up in the air. So I made mine about 35 or 33 feet, something around in that range. It's not very critical, obviously, but once I set my lines up with the swivels attached and the leaders attached, I just rolled it up and put it in a Ziploc bag, stuck it into my kite box, and whenever I wanted to fly multiple kites, I would take out one of these leaders, attach it to my flying line, and attach the number of kites to the end of the leaders and start flying. So it made it very quick and easy to do once you prepare the initial setup line with the swivels and so on that you need. So I hope this is helpful, and the PDF file that I'll attach in the description below will help to clarify and add more info if you need it.